Something that needs to be addressed, though, is this concept of mental toughness and what exactly that is. It's never clearly defined. So I'm going to first start by saying that mental toughness needs to be clearly defined. And mental toughness is simply this. It is learning and then always executing precision regardless of circumstances. This is vitally important. If you think of the best athletes in the world, the ones we admire the most and cherish, the Michael Jordans, Steph Currys, Tom Brady's, whoever your pick is, the one thing that they have in common is whether it is the first game of the preseason or the very last minutes of a championship game, their precision and their dedication to excellence never wavers. So I'm going to start by going off of that theme of precision because this is really where 75 hard needs to evolve. Now, I'm just not going to sit here and just say it's all crap or it's stupid or anything like that. This is an honest, good and bad critique of exactly what this program is. So in the end, I'm going to break this down in a minute and show you why it is just a glorified fitness challenge that needs to be updated, that should be updated if you are interested in precision, mental toughness, and optimal results. As I've already said, precision is toughness. Now, Priscilla himself acknowledges this, so I myself have, looked over all of his materials. I've followed him on social media. I've listened to some of his interviews. He himself admits that it is vitally important that no matter what it is you're doing in life, never overlook the small details. And this is where things start to unravel. So, it's interesting that it's just when you talk about 75 hard, if it comes into the fitness conversation, then reflexively people hit this cliche of it's not a fitness program, it's a mental toughness program. When you are using cliches, you have no longer thought about something on your own. You are regurgitating something else that somebody has already said. So we need to define what mental toughness program and what a fitness program really is. Okay, so let's move forward here. So now, if you are not familiar with the rules, we have some basic rules. I know there's another couple advanced strategies after you complete several rounds, but we're going to focus on the basic rules today. So we're going to talk about following a diet. You have 0 cheat meals or alcohol for the 75 days. You have to work out twice for 45 minutes and one has to be outside. Not a great idea right now if you're living in this, record-setting temperatures. We'll talk about that more. Drink a gallon of water per day. Read 10 pages of nonfiction entrepreneur book. Now, some people specify entrepreneur and other official things. He just says a nonfiction book, and then take a progress pick every single day. And the results of this are going to be awesome. You're going to get confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, self-belief, fortitude, and grittiness. 100% absolutely agree with him on all that. But now, who is Andy Frisella? Is Andy Frisella a health expert? Has he gone through the process of learning about human physiology, movement? Has he studied kinesiology? No, he's a great entrepreneur. He's absolutely a brilliant marketer. He's a great, as it says, he's a consultant, author, public speaker. So, but my question is, should an entrepreneur with no credentials as a health or fitness professional be giving health and fitness guidelines? Now, again, this is where people go, it's not a fitness challenge. It's a not a fitness challenge. It's a mental toughness program. Nope. Now, if his lawyers, now obviously as a team of lawyers, if you create something and your lawyers say you have to put a disclaimer here that any fitness program has to be predetermined by your doctor, you are now engaged in mental gymnastics and you're juggling this line and you're making the classic mistake of separating body from your mind. Body and mind are essentially always connected together, okay? So let's look at these 6 criteria. I have them over on the left. We got the diet, workouts, blah, blah, blah. Now, when you're focused on something, this is a concept that is all over the, self-improvement coaching world, especially in the entrepreneurial world. I was first exposed to this by a man named Garrett J. White of Wake Up Warrior. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a Wake Up Warrior coach, nor have I been through Wake Up Warrior Week. I've done the basic trainings in his basic community. I have not gone through the advanced one, so I don't want anybody to perceive that I am trying to label myself as an active warrior coach. I am not. But it is very, very helpful to look at all of our efforts being, we have to work on our body, our physical health, our spiritual health, our context for how we're living. We have to work on our finances. Now, if you're working for something, somebody else, you're an entrepreneur. If you're trying to go solo on a business on your own, you're an entrepreneur. And lastly, we have balance. We humans have the need to be connected. Our primary drive in life is to be connected to others, to have respectful, loving relationships. So now we have to take these 6 actions that we're doing each and every day, and we have to say, where is this going to impact me in the 4 dimensions? Okay. So real quick, there are great things about 75 hard. I'm not saying that there's nothing. It's challenging. Okay. It challenges people, but it's proven to be doable. It gives them a identity of being tough. And that's why people are so emotionally connected to this thing, because it has very clear yes or no check boxes, and you do all these things, and I'm a tough person and I'm in this tough community. Great, awesome, do that. Now let's just evolve it so that we're getting optimal results. It does preach consistency, which is great. You have to build habits, because if you don't, you have to restart on day one. Each goal, each daily task is clearly defined as yes or no. There's no wiggle room. And again, it's encouraging you to connect and share your experience with others, okay? The sum total of these actions impacts the transformation that people are experiencing. Okay, but now let's go, before we get into bad here, mislabeled my slide. There we go. I need to be more optimal, more precise, and more acknowledging precision myself. So let's look at diet, because traditionally there are spiritual practices that revolve around abstaining from certain things. So I'm going to straddle this one. So this one is going to relate to your body, and it's also going to relate to your spirituality, because if you're depriving yourself of, physical pleasures and habits that you have, that is going to impact your perception. It's going to have a spiritual impact. So I'm going to give some credit where credit is due here. And I'm also going to put that in the green asterisk you see there, that if you don't complete it, you restart at day one. So although it's, not labeled the same way as the other 6 goals, that is going to impact your perception, your identity, by committing to something and remaining in integrity and alignment about that. What about diet? Well, diet is going to, clearly be a body dimension thing. Now, since it's not spelled out, that already becomes a problem. You have people right now called breatharians who believe that all your energy can be, gained by breathing in air. I'm not a fan of plant-based diets, so I'm going to explain why when I actually present my program. But there are ways of eating that are optimal, and then there are deviations from an optimal way of eating that's not. So the fact that we're not talking about optimal eating is already a problem. Now, 2 45-minute workouts, if you want to say that's going to impact your spirituality and everything else, that, of course, if I'm in better shape, I'm in better health, I'm going to be a better father, I'm going to be a better husband, I'm going to be better, I have more energy for my business. Absolutely. 90 minutes a day is a lot of time to commit to physical fitness, though. Okay? Gallon of water, clearly another body, same arguments can be made. So I'm going to give Priscilla credit. This number 4 guideline of taking a progress picture is an amazing marketing tool. This is brilliant marketing. This is the reason the challenge went viral, because, and I totally applaud him for this, because it is telling people to spread this word, and it's ultimately giving him and his companies a lot of recognition and a lot of play out, in the social media stratosphere. So taking a progress pic is going to impact Andy's businesses. It does help your identity, so there is a spiritual component, but mostly at the end of the day, it's right there. Now, like I said, you do all these things and you get this totality effect that you feel tough, you're going to, have more confidence, and that's awesome. Now let's get into the ugly, though, where we get into some things that are not going to be helpful. As I mentioned earlier, like with the breatharian comment, our society is saturated with ideologies that are always offering good, bad, black, white thinking solutions. You cannot call something a mindset challenge and then give poor physical guidelines. And these physical guidelines are absolutely lacking. I cannot stress that enough, okay? If you don't have a great exercise, I myself could put myself through 75 hard, full transparency, and I'll get better results than anybody else. Why? Because I've studied training, I've studied nutrition, I've studied physiology. I know how to combine, leg workouts, upper body workouts, jujitsu, sprints, long distance running. I know how to take all these variables and I know how to combine them to where one is not hindering the other. Most do not have this vocabulary, though. Imagine like you're going to a different country and all you speak is English and nobody else there speaks English. In the beginning, for just about everybody that's deconditioned and in not great physical health, you don't speak the language of health yet. You need an interpreter. You need somebody to interpret what your body is saying. The guidelines of listen to your body are awesome, but in the beginning that your body is speaking a foreign language to you. So we need to interpret it, okay? Now, it's clearly stated that any deviation from this means you fail and you are not mentally tough and you're not 75 hard, okay? As I've already said in the beginning, this is coming from an entrepreneur. This is not coming from a physiological expert. So this needs to be modified and updated. People get hung up on social media with what I call like a snapshot of a transformation. So just because somebody looks at a certain way and point in time does not mean that it is sustainable. You see this all the time. If somebody has 60 pounds to lose, honestly, eating less and walking is going to get at least 30 pounds off of you. And then if somebody combines that with a supplement or nutrition program, this is where people jump into all these different companies, these MLMs, mid-level marketing companies that are encouraging them to pump out their products. And they go, look, I lost 30 pounds in, 30 days or 60 days or whatever the time frame is. That snapshot does not mean that it is sustainable. If you want permanent, sustainable, ongoing results each and every week, each and every year, then we have to look at what is sustainable. Okay, so in the realm of physical fitness, we have to optimize our mobility. There are studies. There's an amazing study, for example, that came out of China that does this standing to ground test, back up to standing, and at each point where you have to brace yourself, you lose points, and if you lose a certain number of points, you can be expected to live 10 years less than other people. So where are you usually tight? What are your best movements to loosen this up? How often should you mobilize the body? And the solution in 75 Hard to all of this, I had a snippy, oh man, my audio is not working. Oh, how disappointing. Okay. Strength. What variations of lifts work best for me? Now, we need to squat, we need to do what's called hinging, which are like deadlifts, kettlebell swings, all the cool stuff you see like from CrossFit, like cleans, snatching, like all these powerful explosive movements are all based on the same movement called a hinge. But we need to do these basics. We need to push things, pull things, squat, different gait patterns, walking, loaded carries. Which one fits your body best though? It is not one size fits all, and that's where a lot of injuries are coming from. Is somebody will follow somebody who says, barbell back squats are the best, exercise ever, and they are, relatively speaking, as long as somebody's body has the mobility and the stability in their core to be able to do those. If you don't, then a barbell back squat is a terrible option for you, and you need a different form of a squat, at least in the beginning. How hard should you train each and every day? What does a good sore feel like versus overtraining? Excuse me. Don't know. There's no guidelines here, okay? Going on. Permanent is a sustainable habit. We need to learn and refine these essential habits. What is the best plan? What works for my time, my energy, what I can invest monetarily, my work schedule, my family? None of this is spelled out. It's just clear black and white thinking. 45 minutes or you failed. Now, in the past, I would be, criticizing this to clients and friends and anybody that would, listen. And that's a fucking complete waste of time. Let's be honest. So nowadays, if I cannot show something that is better to something that I am critiquing, then I'm not going to critique it, at least, verbally to other people, and I'm going to just juggle it in my brain at all. So my solution to this is what I have branded 75 Strong. I'm modifying my graphics still, so bear with me, but we get precise about everything we do. It's all rooted in precision. It is learning your optimal macronutrients, your protein, your carbs, your fats. It's spending time changing your environment, whether that's home, whether that's a relationship. It's cleaning up messes, okay? It's a workout, but it is a workout that you can do each and every day, forever and ever, moving forward. Now, with 75 Strong, I'm going to be doing an official announcement about this. I just wanted to talk about what separates it from everything else that I've ever seen in my 13 years as a fitness entrepreneur and a coach. I'm going to be, now I myself right now, full disclosure, I have, hold on, let me get off my slides here. Oh man, I never transitioned to all that. That's hilarious. Oh damn, I got to redo all this. That's hilarious. My slides didn't work. Oh shit. Well, if you've watched any of this, then you are a very patient human being. I'm going to finish this real quick so I can chop it up, and then I can, make something that actually looks better out of this. Okay. So the things that I'm going to do personally, right now I have 30 to 40 pounds extra body fat on me. I'll spare you the excuses, because my excuses are probably your excuses or most people's excuses. But what I'm going to be offering is I'm going to be live streaming all of my training. And these are going to be follow along workouts. And I'm going to provide education, how to mobilize your body, how to move, how to coordinate your central nervous system in order to be your strongest, okay? And I'm going to be going through with you, leading you first and foremost. I'm going to be giving away private membership site where all the workout recordings are going to be contained, because if people cannot attend the live training, I totally get your schedule might not align with my schedule. This way you can do it each and every day. The training program is based in a 30-minute cycle, so that you can start at 30 minutes if you've never trained before, and you're going to learn how to go from 30 minutes to your optimal time frame. And when life gets absolutely crazy, you're going to be able to drop back into very short workouts each and every day to maintain your momentum. Okay? optimal weekly personalized nutrition routine and habits. This is going to be, and I don't push supplements, by the way, real quick. This is a really, really important disclaimer. I will tell you where to get things if you want them, but I am not a rep for any MLM companies. So we are talking about what works best for you, not what I'm trying to do to build up a downline or downstream or whatever the new branding term for it is now. And I'm going to show you the motivation mindset that I have had to learn, and now I have to apply my fullest after studying these things for 24 plus years. Now, real quick, this is so funny that I didn't click over. So I'll have to do this twice. So here's all my amazing slides. And, you know, I love visuals. So there we are. So this was apparently, you know, this right here just improved, or just proved why precision is so absolutely essential. This will be take one, and I'll be restreaming this later, and it'll be the complete experience. So if you watched all this, hey, thanks a lot, appreciate it. I'll be able to take this video, and I'll be able to take the better one that I do and mash them up together for YouTube. Make a great afternoon. I got to go hit a client's house and grab the kiddos. So I will be talking to you again soon. See ya.